Hello. So today I want to talk all about how I run my business and my podcast off my menstrual cycle. A lot of people had some interest in this. I wanted to know how I do it. So I want to start off by saying I have learned a ton from Vianney Leigh at Status Flow Collective. So if you haven't heard of her, go check her out. She's on Instagram at Status Flow Co. She is amazing. She has so many resources and an amazing program that helps you connect more with your cycle. So I'm just going to start by giving a little quick overview of your cycle and the different energies that you're feeling. I'm mostly going to be talking about energy because that's how I run my business, is through my menstrual cycle, is by connecting with my energy in each phase. So there's 4 phases to your menstrual cycle: the menstrual, follicular, ovulation, and luteal. So your menstrual phase is the time that you're bleeding. So however long this is for you, usually like 3 to 7 days, depending on your unique body and cycle. So this would be your menstrual phase. And in this phase is a really good time to rest. Your body is actually doing a lot of work by shedding that uterine lining. And I think also as women, we don't give ourselves a lot of time to rest. So this is the perfect time to take that rest, to let your body slow down, because I don't know about you, but for me, I really feel kind of sluggish during this time and my thinking isn't the best. So take this week to just relax. If you can, clear as much off your calendar as you can. I especially do this around day 1 and 2 because those are the 2 days that I am feeling my absolutely drained. I can't really focus. I can't do a lot of work. So I kind of take day 1 and 2 off when I'm on my period. So if you can, at least for a few cycles, track and see what days are your lowest days and try to clear as much as you can from those days on your calendar. I don't do anything for my podcast during this week. This is the week that, like I said, I rest and I take time off. Your next phase is your follicular phase. This starts the day after your period ends and usually lasts about a week. This is when your energy is building up. I like to think of it like springtime, like the sun's coming out, you're feeling good, you're feeling energized, you're getting more energy back. This is also the best time for brainstorming and for thinking and focusing on those tiny details. So for my podcast, I take this time to brainstorm what I want to do, upcoming episodes. I script out some episodes, but I don't really script. I bullet point episodes, make sure I have my talking points. So this is the time in my business and my podcast I take time to brainstorm, map out things, script, bullet point things that I want to speak about, plan my content. It's a really good time for planning content. So this is the phase that you just want to use your brain as much as you can because you're going to be able to focus more. The next phase is your ovulation phase. This is the phase where your egg drops and you can become pregnant if you're trying to be pregnant, but that's not what this is about. So this is the phase where you usually have a ton of energy. You're feeling more confident because biologically you're more confident because you want to attract in a mate. So that's how it happens. So this is the phase where I record my podcast. Like I'm able to speak more and to talk more and to just have fun and feel more confident in what I'm saying. So if you're going to record your podcast, I was just doing it during the ovulation phase because this is the best time to do it. And I do batch record. I record all my episodes during this phase. The next phase is your luteal phase. This is the longest phase of your cycle. It's usually about 10 to 14 days, depending on your unique body. And this is the phase where you start slowing down. You're going to start, your hormones are dropping. I don't know the specific hormones. I can't remember off the top of my head, but go check out Vianney Leigh at Status Flow Collective. She can tell you all about the specific hormones, but your hormones are dipping and you kind of want to go a little more inward and be a little more alone. So this is the time I take to edit my podcast, to write the show notes, to wrap anything up before your period gets here. So that's what I do. I wrap up everything I need for this cycle before my period gets there. So scheduling, show notes, like I said, editing, anything I could do kind of by myself and I don't have to depend on other people because like I said, this is the time you want to go inward. So things you can take a little slower and get done at your own pace because you do like working alone, but you like going a little slower during this time because as you can tell, by day 25 of my cycle, I'm starting to feel okay, my body's slowing down, my body needs a little more rest, and we need to take things a little bit slower. So I actually do this for my entire business and my life, not just my podcast, but I wanted to, since I talk mostly about podcasting, I wanted to let you know how I run my podcast by my menstrual cycle. So just a quick overview, the menstrual phase, I rest. In the follicular phase, I am brainstorming and bullet pointing and scripting out what I want to say on my podcast. The ovulation phase, I am recording my podcast. And in the ludio phase, I am finishing everything up, like editing, show notes, and scheduling it and all that. So if you want some more resources, I wanted to give you a few more resources if you want to really dive into this. These are my two favorite books about it. This is the Optimized Woman by Miranda Gray, an amazing book. I love this. And then the other one is 28 Days, and that's by Gabrielle Litcherman. And each of these books, it actually goes through each day of your cycle and gives you tips on what to do for each specific day of your cycle. So that's why I really love them. I read them every morning, depending on what day I am in my cycle. And then I try to plan my day around that. Doesn't always work. Life does happen. Sometimes I have to do things in my menstrual phase because I have to work, I have to provide for my family, and that's just how it is sometimes. But for the most part, I do try to schedule everything around that. So if you have any questions, reach out. And like I said, go check out these books and Vianney. And just, yeah, I'm so excited to share this because this is really what I base my whole life around. Has really changed everything since I started doing this. So it's amazing. So any questions, please reach out.